Okay, so check this out. A little housekeeping. The reason why I have this chair is because I'm going to sit and talk to you for about 45 minutes. But it's critically important that you understand the philosophy of why we're here. Okay? I will try to make it as engaging as I can, but it is what it is. You got to take this information in. I want you to understand the philosophy of what we are doing. You are businesses at risk. Okay? Businesses at risk is very serious. So I'm going through a lot of information. Some of it may seem a little soft, but it's actually extremely important that you understand the philosophy of why we're here. You understand the philosophy of why we are here and what we are trying to do, then you can actually put that philosophy in action. Okay? Let me kind of go back before we start our graduation, which I'm really excited about. So there's a little fun interjected into this, but just for those of you that are new proteges, raise your hands. Got some new folks in the house, so we want to make sure you understand where we're coming from and what we do. I'm going to try to stop by 1:30. There's some people that have to leave. There's a couple construction pre-bids, and I know some folks got to leave. There's some pretty big bids going around. So if you guys have to leave, I understand. But I'm going to try to be done by 1:30 so that we can leave time. We need to take photos of all you guys, as well as give you an opportunity to ask questions and do some other networking. Try to get you out of here by 2 o'clock, okay? Everybody down for the mission? All right, wonderful. Here we go. Knoxville Chamber, we think we're a national leader in supporting mentor-protege business. We established this model in 2008, did a test pilot guinea pig that fell flat on its face. So we went back to the drawing board and did a little bit more research and created this program called Propel. Mentorship is very common in the government sector. Any of you government contractors understand that DOD, DOE, every major facet of the national government, the federal government, has some type of mentor-protege arrangement where some big business is mentoring a small business. However, one of the things that we found out was that it does not exist at the same level in the private sector. Well, if you look at the revenues within Innovation Valley, the 6-county region that we are in, if you look at the volume of total revenue, some 85 to $100 billion of total revenue within our region, about 45 to 50% of that is government sector. The other portion of that is private sector. Well, why should we not have mentor proteges in the private sector? It's a lot of money out there. So that's why we established what we did here. I want you to understand why we did what we did. We didn't just do it to create new members and get you to write a check for a couple $100 so you could be members of the chamber. We did it for economic development reasons. And we think our recent graduates, which you'll hear about soon, are examples that prove that this theory that we had 3 years ago is not just a theory, it actually works. And so we're continuing that model. We can't do anything. I mean, the award, I appreciate everything. It's a wonderful honor to get an award like that, but it's on the backs of many people. Innovation Valley is the economic development arm of the chamber, and that's an initiative that you'll hear more about. We'll educate you. I want you guys to be an expert about what Innovation Valley is. But in a sense, it is a broad partnership of economic development agencies, other chambers within the 6-county region surrounding our county. And we, as a collective, go out to recruit businesses to come into this region. Not just Knoxville, but the entire region. So when you hear, everyone's heard about Green Mountain Coffee, correct? That initiative was a collaborative of 6 agencies going out, doing everything that it took to get Green Mountain Coffee to come here. We actively work about 45 to 50 different prospects. So we've got prospects right now with code names. We are not privileged to give you that information, but we're actively working prospect after prospect after prospect, okay? The reason why you want to understand Innovation Valley, the more knowledge you have about Innovation Valley, the more you get involved in Innovation Valley. If we're the ones out recruiting the new businesses to come to town, when those announcements are made or those projects are being worked on, if you're close to Innovation Valley, what are you close to? Opportunities for construction, opportunities to sell products to the new vendors that come here, okay? So critically important you understand that. Tennessee Small Business Development Center, located here in our offices, is a vital partner to what we do. There is no way I could do what I do without them. They are what I call the technical back office experts that back me up. So they allow me to run my mouth and they actually do the work behind the scenes. The business plans, educating you on cash flow, marketing. They have a new program called Profit Sense that they're working on, which can run 3 years of your tax returns and then spit out to you when you're going to go out of business or when you're going to get to that profit that you want. There's no one else in the region that has that software. It's right here and it's free. And that's just one or two items that they have. And we'll be educating you that on more options and things that they can provide for you on a weekly basis. SCORE. I work hand in hand with SCORE. They sat on our evaluation committee to do our matches, along with the city of Knoxville. Jocelyn Hunley's here. Rob Carpick sat on that committee. Marilyn sat on that committee. And so all of our partners participated in helping us choose which company gets matched with whom. So it's not just a Doug Minner idea. We have all of our partners participate in this process. Knox County Supplier Development, Robert Minter. If you don't know Robert Minter, something's wrong with you. He is a stalwart with supplier diversity and is also a major part of the East Tennessee Purchasing Association. You make sure that you become intimate with all of our partners because they can help you as well. City of Knoxville, I can't say enough good things about the council and the objective attitude that I've received from Jocelyn Hunley. She's in the back. Jocelyn, if you'll raise your hand. She runs Title VI for the City of Knoxville. Very wise young lady. So good people to know. In the state of Tennessee, I think Jill, are you here? Oh, Jill Van Beek, representing economic development with the state of Tennessee. Has a direct link with Governor Haslam. Good person to know. Our involvement with ECD came even before Jill was in her current position, and ECD has been a big part of what we do. We can't recruit a business without ECD. So it's all about partnerships. There's other mentoring opportunities. One of the things that you'll find out about me is I don't have a greed factor. I'm not here to hold you hostage or hold you prisoner or make you stay in this program. There are other programs out there. The Knoxville Area Urban League mentors really small micro businesses. BWY 12, we have Dennis Huff from BWY 12 here. They have a mentoring program. ORAU. There's a new program out that you'll hear more about called E-Track. E-Track is a part of the state of Tennessee's initiative with Governor Haslam. This initiative is to take high growth, high potential, tech-centered and high growth companies who are on the tipping point of becoming the next Google, on the tipping point of $5 to $10 million in investor financing and need a little help to get over the edge. You can apply into this program. If you become a platinum member of that program, which is free at this point, then you are able to get access to angel network and investment from outside capital. So if you need to generate $20 million, Teresa, to purchase a new kill in another city to do your job, you would be a great candidate for E-Track, and I think you've already applied, and I got an email yesterday that you qualify as a platinum. So these are other other programs that are out there. We'll be communicating these opportunities further in the program. If you're a second or third year student, you'll see that my demeanor is somewhat different, and you'll see that the information is different. We're stepping things up, okay? Oak Ridge National Lab, DOE, the SBA. We're actually going to work. I'm going to Nashville on the 13th and 14th to meet with Governor Haslam. I think one of our mentors, Kavanaugh Mims, is going with me. And we're going there to, one, meet with Governor Haslam, and then additionally, we're going to meet with Walter Perry with the SBA to talk about how the SBA can partner with us and sanction some of the teams that are already partnered here. And there are additional benefits to having the SBA sanction your partnership. We'll talk more about that as time goes on. All right, little housekeeping. Proteges. Everyone has to be a member of the chamber by March the 1st. So all you new folks, get your chamber membership wrapped up by March the 1st. We have so many people trying to get in this program. We are not going to be as laissez-faire as we have in the past about membership. We have pretty harsh and strict guidelines and deadlines, and we're going to stick to them. If you can't supply or you can't for some reason honor those guidelines, we love you. You can always come here for help and assistance. We'll never close the door, but we got other people that want to be in this program. The Protege fee will be due April, January, February, March, April 1st. So 1 month after your membership is due, the Protege fee will be due, and that's $450. And that is only for the new proteges. Second, third year proteges, you guys are waived out of that because you are guinea pigs. Okay? Now, if you have trouble with the protege fee, Doug, hey, we got a cash flow issue. I need to split this up in a couple payments. Just give me a call and we'll work something out on a protege fee. Okay? The membership fee, however, has to be done. So you have to be a member. If you look in your folders, there is a questionnaire. Before you leave today, I would like you to complete that questionnaire. If you're a protege, make sure that you turn over on the back. The key thing for this questionnaire is mainly for the proteges. What we're trying to do is make sure that we have your correct name that you want to be called on the street. Okay? If your name is Marilyn, but you go by Coco, whatever, I don't know. Whatever you want to be called, make sure that you write down that name so that we're putting that name on the name tag. My first name is Wilbert, okay? Be quiet. So, I like to be called Doug. Wonder why. So make sure you give us the name you want to be called so that we can properly create your name tags, okay? And on the back, proteges, make sure that you look at the back and write down the answers to the objective question on the back, okay? If you need some additional time after today to get them turned in, that's fine. Just make sure I get them by tomorrow, because we will be using these to go ahead and get the name tags printed as quickly as possible. Also, we're asking how many employees you have, what your revenues were in 2000. Everybody cool? All right. Over the course of the past 2 years, as we looked at our numbers, we did about $31 million in economic impact and our proteges produced about 50 new jobs. One of the things that we do in our program is after the first 2 years, it is up to the protege to decide whether they graduate or not. And if they've met certain benchmarks and they feel like they are ready to go to another level, go to another program, do something else, or come back to this program as a mentor, we will allow them to graduate. We have 3 graduates today, and our first graduate is Accord Federal Service, Jonathan Williams. Jonathan, will you come up, please? And And how many people have heard of Jonathan Williams? How many people have heard of the Tennessee Veterans Business Association? Wow. Pretty cool story, real quick. He came in my office, 0 revenue, 0 income, no balance sheet, no income statement, nothing but an idea. Fast forward, everybody in this room knows who he is. Everyone knows the impact that he's made, and he's doing really well in the government sphere as a veteran-owned business. And when the committee got together, we were thinking about how to figure out how to choose a Protege of the Year. And of the 3 graduates, I said, you know what, we can't. There's no way to do it, because I can fight for each one of them. I mean, I could make a case for each one of them to be Protege of the Year. But one of the things that we noticed in our discussions, each of the 3 graduates focused on a different area. They made an impact in a different area. And we are giving Jonathan the Community Impact Award upon his graduation. Excuse me, you got the, that's not you. That's not you either. All right, there you go, brother.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You got it. All right, thank you. All right, our next graduate, always more janitorial. Delnice Moore. All right, real quick story about Delnice. She doesn't talk much. She comes in my office and meets with me about 4 times a year. I ask her a couple of questions, and she says, well, Doug, I'm going to be at $400,000 by the end of this quarter. And I'm going to come back the next quarter, and she's met that goal or exceeded that goal. She doesn't really talk about stuff with me. She just tells me, I'm getting ready to do this, and that's pretty much it. She doesn't say, I think I'm going to, I might be able to, I really hope. She says, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it. She came into our program doing about $125,000 a year and had 6 employees. She closed out 2011 over $400,000 in revenue and 22 employees. She came to my office, was it last Friday? And looked me dead in my eyes. She goes, I'm going to be at $1 million this year. And it's good that you clap, because she's going to do it. So, because of her impact, we gave her the Revenue and Jobs Award. All right, next up we have Quality RX Returns. Teresa Sylvia. This lady called me about a couple of weeks after I came to work here and said, hey, I want to move my company from Florida to Knoxville. What should I do? So we gave her some advice. We never heard from her again. Then she calls back about a year later and says, okay, I'm ready to move. I need an office, I need this, and I need some help. And I said, okay, well, what do you do again? I remember your name, but what do you do? She goes, I burn expired drugs. I dispose of expired drugs. I was like, who the hell does that? I'm like, what does that mean? You're talking about like marijuana, heroin? I mean, how does that stuff expire? She's like, no, pharmaceutical drugs. I said, oh, okay. And so what her business does, she goes around and collects expired drugs because there are requirements with hospitals and pharmacies. They can't keep that stuff. And they'll get sued and fined by the federal government if they keep it. So somebody has to collect it. So she's a third-party collector of expired drugs. Pretty innovative. But what she's done, she is the only entity in the state of Tennessee right now that has a license with TDEC, Jill, to burn pharmaceutical drugs in the state of Tennessee. Not Stericycle or billion-dollar companies, not Waste Connections, Teresa Sylvia. And she has been innovative and brought a really unique product to the state of Tennessee that we think is going to have a major, major impact. And, you know, I can't say enough good things about her, one of her mentors, Kavanaugh Mims, who has just really helped her go to the next level. And we look forward to seeing you really, really shake up the state of Tennessee. So we gave you the Innovation Award. And she gets a hug because she called me every day for about a year and a half. So moving forward, one of the things that we're going to do is each year when we do graduations and as we are tracking our results and our metrics, we have decided to use the very things that they produce as our metrics. We'll be measuring community impact, measuring innovation, measuring job growth, and revenue. So, all right, what are the benefits? I'm going to move real fast so we can get through this. Again, we're going to do name tags. If you look in your folders, you'll see articles about our pairings in the Business Journal. So each of our pairings will get a full-page article about you and your mentor. If you did that in City View magazine or you did that in the Sentinel, you'd be paying $4,000 or $5,000 for that. That's all part of the price of admission. GoToMeeting, we'll be using online integration on nearly every piece of programming that we do. So one of the things that we will be doing with GoToMeeting, how many people have an Android smartphone? How many people have an iPhone? How many people have an iPad or a laptop with a camera? We don't care what platform you're on, you'll be able to attend meetings online. If you can't make it to a meeting, we understand. You'll be able to attend meetings online. Well, what if I can't be at a computer at that particular time, or I can't be on my phone at that time? No problem, we're archiving every meeting so that you can go back and watch a meeting that you missed, okay? We think that's critically important. In some of our surveys with the Proteges, we had to give you options to go back and get the information that you weren't able to get. Another thing, weekly motivation. You'll get 3 emails from me a week. I know that's a lot, but we think it's important. We'll try to keep them short and concise, and in the taglines, you'll understand what that email is. If it's a weekly motivation, and sometimes it's just good news, something to share that somebody else landed a contract, somebody else had a success. We think it's important that you help cheerlead one another. So we'll share with you some success story, some words of motivation, and guidance. We will also have a weekly opportunities email. So for you contractors out there, it's especially important. We get a lot of information on opportunities. Robert Minner sends us stuff, the state sends us stuff, everybody's sending us stuff. So we're going to concise all of those opportunities and share those with you to make sure that you're not missing opportunities that are out on the street. If there are opportunities that we see in the future, for instance, how many people know that February 16th there will be a meeting here to talk about supplier diversity and contracting on the new Carter School? I know you know, Doug, because Messer, one of our mentors, is actually building that school. So if you're a contractor wanting some work, you might want to know him, okay? So these weekly emails will keep you up to breast because you should have already known about that, okay? Additionally, we'll have other topics. We will have webinars through GoToWebinar, and with GoToWebinar, it's the same thing. You can view it on any platform. We will record all of these, and we are retooling our website here at the Chamber, so you'll be able to go in and archive. You'll be able to see all the weekly opportunities, and you can go back and look past 4 or 5 weeks ago to make sure that you understand what those are. The weekly opportunities, same thing. We're archiving them by section so you can go back and read those. Okay? Strategic Management Learning System. Each of the proteges will attend a class. New proteges, these classes are mandatory. The second, third year proteges, you guys can come to as many of those sessions or none of those sessions because you've already been through this. One of the other things that the previous protege classes said to me, said, Doug, we don't get to interact enough. The other thing they said to me is, we don't have time to interact. So here's what we did. I said, you know what? Once a quarter, we're going to get together. We called it the social imperative. It's critically important that we get out of our suits, get out of the business offices, get away from our phones, and just hang out and have a good doggone time. All right? We're going to do that on the last Friday of each quarter. So these dates, you can go ahead and mark these dates. We'll give you a copy of this PowerPoint, by the way. Okay? We're going to send a copy of this to you. You'll get a link to this PowerPoint so you can open it up, and it looks just like a magazine. You can flip through the pages and go back and reference it. Okay? March the 30th, June 29th, June 28th. Additionally, as a group, I want us to attend the Christmas Bah Humbug. Now, why are you talking about Christmas now? Because guess what? When Christmas comes, guess what we always say? Is it Christmas already? So this is a great event. I want us to collectively go. Gwen's always there. You guys are always there. And if you go to the Bah Humbug event, Henry, I think you were there this year, weren't you? How good was the networking? It is nuts. It's nuts. I'm talking about, you can be the most introverted person in the world. I guarantee you're going to come out of there with some business contacts that you need. Every CEO, every CFO, anybody who is anybody in Knoxville will be at that event. Okay? We will also have what's called a Premier Partner Sneak Peek. What does that mean? We have different meetings here at the Chamber, and our Premier Partners get to meet amongst themselves privately. So only Premier Partners can attend those events. Well, they've allowed us to choose a Premier Partner event for this group to attend. It allows you to interact with Premier Partners at a high level. You'll be recognized at that event, so you get to understand what Premier Partner actually means, what it looks like, and why it's so valuable. Also, our 3 graduates have all become new Premier Partners, so it's an opportunity for them to also kind of usher in their friends and show you where they have come from. Premier Partner membership's $1,500. All right? Basic membership's $350. Now, how many of you, if I'd said, when you first met me, I said, you need to be a Premier Partner today, give me $1,500, how many of you would have done it? I asked Delnice, Jonathan, and Teresa to be Premier Partners, and I couldn't even find anybody to take Delnice's credit card. She pulled it out so fast because she understands the value. Okay? Check your Outlook request. Most of the stuff coming from me relative to a meeting will be done through an Outlook request, and I'm going to request that you put this meeting on Outlook. Is there anybody that does not use Outlook? Okay. Do you use Google Calendar? You guys use Google Calendar? Oh, you're on a Mac. It'll take it. It'll take it. These Outlook requests require you to say yes or no, I'm attending or not. I don't care if you come or you don't come. It's not my business. It's your business. But I'm trying to engage you to slow down enough to recognize what it is, because most people are not going to send you a lot of Outlook requests. So if you're getting an Outlook request, it requires that you do something. It requires you to slow down and actually read the email. And I know how difficult that is to do that, but you have to. This is important. All right, best practices. This came out of the group, our previous groups. Someone said my mentor and I were successful because we made the connection as friends, made calls to each other, and she sent me a gift and note of encouragement. Open communication and making certain we get together as soon as possible when needed. I mean, it seems like simple stuff, but if you look at what they're saying, it's making the connection as friends. Critically important to set the proper expectation, proteges. Don't have your hand out. First time you meet with your mentor, don't try to go get an account from them. Can you say hello, good morning, how you doing first? I mean, really create the relationship first. Once you have the relationship, you're not going to have to ask. Trust me. Slow down. I know you need cash flow. I know you need help. Get to know them. Spend the first 90 days, just one, understanding what your mentor could do for you. Understanding their company. One of our proteges spent probably 2 months doing nothing with their mentor. Didn't talk about our business, didn't do anything else, but volunteered on every corporate organization, every charity that mentor had. You want to bet that person got paid? You want to bet that she has long-term relationships after this? I mean, Barbara Clark is a great example of this. Dottie Roddy didn't even want to be in the program anymore. She said, I'm not mentoring anybody else. The only person I want to mentor is Barbara Clark. They're best friends. It's critically important that you create that relationship. You do that, sky's the limit. For the mentors, here's an example of what a great mentor is. A great mentor is a person with a sense of urgency, interested in you. They give encouragement and cast a good vision. A good mentor opens doors and helps teach the protege how to ask the right questions. That's it. If you are a new mentor in our program or you're an old mentor and you haven't been successful with your protege, that's it. You need to be a visionary. Help them see what they can't see. It's not your job to give them contracts. You're out busy trying to get contracts yourself. But give them a good vision. Get to know each other. Help them ask the right questions. How many of you guys have heard me say, get more specific? Your question's too general. If I ask you, well, what's your priority for your business? What's your objective? To make more money. Of course. But that's not specific enough. I would like to make more money specifically selling my products in Europe. More specifically, France. That's a specific question. Your mentor should help you, guide them, and mentors, you should guide the proteges on asking specific questions. Because if you give a specific question, what are you going to get back? A specific answer. The more specific you can get as proteges, the quicker you'll make money. Trust me. I know this is a lot of philosophical jargon, but I'm telling you these principles work. We have introduced our protege to area leaders in business development and given him suggestions of companies to target and have offered to refer business. The mentor should be helping you focus. They should not be doing the work for you. They're not going to be doing the business plans. They're not going to do your marketing plan. They're helping you to get narrow, focus, laser down. Okay? Because in this recession, if you are not a niche business, if you can't specifically give your elevator speech in 10 to 20 seconds or less, and when you've given that speech, somebody goes, wow, that's interesting. Well, what do? I burn pharmaceutical expired drugs. That's specific, and that's laser focused. Yes, I'm a general contractor, but I specifically do general contracting with the elder long-term care facilities. That's what I build, long-term care facilities. Well, that's different than a general contractor. Be specific. Even your mom and pops. Delnise said to me, I'm a janitorial company, but I specifically focus on seniors cleaning their homes. That is my specific focus. That's niche-y, even though she's just, at the end of the day, janitor. Managing failure. One of the things that you'll get in my weekly updates is how to manage failure. Everybody wants to talk about pie in the sky, but you got to manage failure. How many people have failed here in life, in something? Okay, well, did anybody give you the tools to how to deal with that failure? Or deal with a problem or a catastrophe or a circumstance? To me, that's unethical. Everybody's got the magic bullet to success. The 10 steps to this, the 7 steps to this, 20 steps to that, to succeed in life. Well, what about if I'm going through a major life change? Health issues. I might have to file bankruptcy in my business. I can't get a business loan. How do I deal with that? So one of the things that we're going to be doing is doing a lecture series with Sam Furrow, who has a book called Hits Happen. And it's a wonderful book. These are some of the few that I picked out that I loved. Never lie to yourself. They may kill you, but they won't eat you. Call a pro. Time is of the essence, but it ain't. Profit before pride. Express sincere appreciation. Rotary rule. Is it fair to all concerned? What if you can't pay your creditors? Who do you pay first? How do you navigate that? It's tough stuff, but we're going to teach you how to manage failure so that you can get out of it, get over it, and get to moving forward. But of course, I do have a philosophy of success. That's why I gave you failure first. 10-step program. Keep these things in mind real quickly. The giver's gain. If you give first, you'll get it back threefold. It's a biblical principle. I'm not trying to get spiritual with you, but biblical principles cannot be denied. Sorry. It's the way I feel. It's my program. Sorry. Build the relationship first before profit. If you build the relationship, the profit will come. Because it's definitely, you're not going to get the profit if you don't build a relationship. How many people do you pay that you don't like? I mean, if you're going to buy something, don't you buy from the convenience store and you know they're 3 times higher? But I just like the guy. He always says, hey, buddy, how are you? What you want, Doug? I go there all the time because I just love him. I love the environment. I like talking to him. He takes an interest in me. And I know that the Coke that I buy down there is 300% higher than I could go get at Kroger's. Build the relationship first before profit. I cannot say that enough. Please do that, okay? Are we clear? We've had proteges struggle in our program because they're like, man, I ain't getting nothing from that dude. Man, mentor ain't giving me no contracts, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Build the relationship and you'll get it. Have I asked any of you in this room for anything? I built relationships with you and I asked you to come. Look at the room. Beware the naked man who offers you his shirt. Be sincere about your giving. If your business is struggling and you have nothing to give, don't give anything else away. Be honest about it, but you can give of yourself and your time. Trust and verify. Guess what? We have mentors that represent over $4 billion in revenue. $4 billion in revenue. Sometimes the things that they say are from the perspective of people who make $4 billion and not from the perspective of people who make $400,000. Verify what they say. Mentors, verify what the protege says. They can sell you on all their passion and man, it's just a great guy. You got to do your due diligence too. Okay? And anyone else that you talk to, just trust and verify. Mentorship, we think, is a sign of top-in-class businesses. So don't just think of this as an altruistic notion of your community give back. This is a sign that you're a top in-class business. And you should promote your involvement to the media and to everyone else as such. Drop the egos. If you're not willing to learn, you will not be successful. Drop the ego is pretty self-explanatory. BAR about commitments. Anal retentive. Delise, I love kidding her because she is very anal retentive, and I love saying that word. But you have to be anal retentive about something. Be anal retentive about your commitments. These mentors, again, are billionaires. If you look at their collective revenues. So if you had the opportunity to meet with Bill Gates tomorrow, would you be 15 minutes late? Would you stand him up? Well, then treat our mentors with the same respect. Fight till the end. We have proteges right now that have no idea whether they're going to be here tomorrow or next year. Fight, fight, fight. I'm going to tell you one kid that's a fighter. It's Mike Nixon with any lab test now. This young man has fought through personal health issues, life issues. I mean, I don't know what's going on. God is throwing everything at him but the kitchen sink, and he's standing tall. And this kid went from $0 to $20,000 a month in revenue, and he ain't happy. He wants more. This kid's a fighter. You gotta keep fighting. You don't have a choice. You're at risk. Bad relationships are wonderful mentors. Enough said. Promote chamber membership and our partners. Promotion continues access. Have you ever told somebody, you know what, Gwen, I love your eyeglasses. Those are so pretty. What is that? That's promotion. I'm promoting what I like about her or something she's wearing or whatever she's done. The next time she talks to someone else and my name comes up, what's she gonna say? He's so nice, Doug is so nice. But what that does is promotion allows access. So why not promote the people who are busting their tails to promote you? All right, find something. And if there's something about the chamber you don't like, let us know. But if there's something you do like, promote it. We're not perfect, but promote what you can. Because we have 2,500 members, all of the top tier companies in the area. We do have some friends. You want to promote people to have good friends, right? All right, our competition again, because of our 3 graduates, and we'll wrap up here in a minute. Because of our 3 graduates, these are our new metrics: revenue, job creation, innovation, community impact. We will review those each quarter. And at our quarterly socials, we'll honor somebody who has done something innovative, who has done something with their revenue, landed a new contract. We'll celebrate our proteges that are doing great things in these areas, okay? All right, let's match up. What we will be doing is I'm gonna announce who you are matched with. And if you could just for ease of, because this is a tight room, I want the mentor and the proteges just to raise their hands, okay? And as we wrap up, we're gonna take pictures and give you an opportunity to continue networking. We'll be sending out, there is a contact list of mentors and proteges in your folder. Now, I want everyone to raise their right hand and say, I do promise and sincerely, hereby and hereon, swear that I will not wear anybody out on these lists. I'm not going to send a broadcast email to all the mentors telling them all the great things about my company. Hello? I'm not going to use the cell phone of Dottie Roddy, because one, I didn't put it on there. It was one of the wealthiest women in Knoxville. I'm not going to call David Gesterblum at Aquachem on his cell phone at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm giving you privileged information. Please do not share it. Please do not utilize it unless you are asked to. okay? Now you can call your mentor and wear them out. But do not call another mentor. And this is just an opportunity for you to have the information. Should you run into them, hey, I've got your number. Would you like to do lunch? Can I email you? Please ask before you engage somebody else's mentor. That's just respect. If you violate those rules, I don't have a problem kicking you out of the program. I got plenty of other people who want to be in it. All right? We know how, we're adults. We know how to play fair. All right.